Welcome to Unpacked. Now, there are times when I look at a product and I'm like, wow, they got all that in there? The Gigabyte Brick series comes to mind, and I guess certain Ultrabooks, but this right here, this is seriously impressive. Zotac is calling it a mini PC for your pocket. Let's take a closer look, shall we? Because we're gonna have to get closer to even see the thing. Basically, it's about the size of a power bank. Seriously, this is a Mophie that we had kicking around the studio, and look, basically the same size. I mean, here it is. iPhone 5. Yeah, it's thicker, but it's like pretty much the size of a phone. And it isn't the only thing that's small. The wall wart that comes bundled with it is also incredibly small, which hints at the power-sipping nature of the ZBox Pico. The wall wart is a 5-volt wall wart rated at 53 amps. That's only 15 watts total for the wall wart. Next up, let's have a look at I/O. So Ethernet is 1000, no gigabit, unfortunately. It's got a micro SD slot. It's got 3 USB 2.0 ports, which is actually pretty nice considering the size. It's got an HDMI output, and it's got a headphone jack, and that is pretty much it. I mean, what else were you really expecting to be on here? The inside gets pretty interesting too. There's actually an Intel quad-core Atom processor clocked at 1.33 gigahertz. It turbos up to 1.83. Of course, that's going to come with Intel's HD integrated graphics for GPU, and that GPU, I guess AMD would call it an APU. Anyway, that chip is paired with 2 gigs of DDR3L, so that's low voltage DDR3. For wireless connectivity, you get 802.11n and Bluetooth 4.0, and storage is taken care of by a 32 gig integrated eMMC SSD that is expandable via the microSD slot, which can handle microSD XC cards up to 128 gigs. So you might be sitting there thinking, okay, like cool little machine. Is it rocking Linux? No. This baby comes with Microsoft's somewhat new Windows 8.1 with Bing. So for those of you who aren't aware, with Bing, that part, allows hardware partners to build low-cost devices with full-blown Windows at very reasonable prices. The only stipulation for Microsoft providing the OS at a deep discount is that the system ships with Bing as Internet Explorer's default search engine. So basically the way that it always is. The only difference being that Zotac can't partner with someone else to change it. Zotac's marketing for this device is a little bit funny. They show all these people carrying around a system in their pocket as if they're like places where you could go, where you might be able to just kind of grab a keyboard, mouse, monitor, and everything else that you need to actually turn it into a PC and use it that way. But for me, it's not really about that necessarily. For me, it's more about the VESA-compatible mount that comes with it and having something that you can turn into, like, poof, instant clutter-free media PC or legitimately smart TV instead of, you know, running those custom janky OSs from the TV manufacturers. I mean, you could sort of say, okay, well, what if your VESA mount's taken up by something else, like your monitor stand or a wall mount? No big deal. This thing is so light, you could just, like, Velcro it somewhere. Pretty freaking cool. So we plugged it in and turned it on to get some temperature readings, and at idle, the hottest part of this device reaches 45 degrees Celsius, and that's the spot right next to the, whoop, I guess I should turn it on to show you guys this. Here we go. Right next to the illuminated blue ring that turns on when you power it on, which will hopefully happen in a second here. Oh, there we go. Woo! The rest of the brick sits at a cool 35 degrees, and this is with our studio's ambient temperature at around 23 degrees. We cranked up the heat with Intel burn test and got the system to peak at 50 degrees Celsius in that hotspot. Kind of amazing for a system that appears to be only passively cooled via this aluminum strip around the outside. One more amazing thing about the Pico is the price. It's pegged at an MSRP of around $199 US. That price, combined with this form factor and the surprisingly decent specs, makes it an extremely capable system for on the go, if you want that for whatever reason, or behind your TV or monitor for a media system. Thanks for watching, guys. Comment below, what would you use a portable PC like this for? And as always, don't forget to subscribe to NCIX Tech Tips for more tech tips, unpacked, netlinked, and all that stuff that happens here.